everyone. So today I wanted to show you one of our sponsors,
sewingempire.com,
and they sent us this really cool kit, Pom Pom maker kit with instructions. It says Pom Pom makers. One of them is 3.5 centimeters, 5.5 centimeters, 7 centimeters, and 9 centimeters large. So you can make all kinds of size pom-poms. Now they have a really cool promotion where you buy one kit and you get another one for free. So we're working with that. I'm going to show you how to make 3 different project ideas. One of them will be a flamingo, a pineapple, and a cactus. So we have different color yarn. We have this yellow yarn, which is the loops and threads. I like it because it changes colors. I'm into color changing yarn lately, if you've noticed. This is a daffodil color from loops and threads. This is just a thick chunky yarn that is navy blue. I can't remember. I think this is Vanna's choice. And then we have this other one. This is from Sugar and Cream. We're not gonna use much of that, but just wanted to show you what color ideas I had. This is from Red Heart. We did a video tutorial on this. Is the umber yarn, and I can't remember what color this is, but I think it's the teal. And we have the pink umber that we're gonna use for the flamingos. We also have scissors, and I'm gonna pull out my big scissors that I have right now, crafting needles, and this bigger plastic needle. And we have googly eyes in case you want to use googly eyes instead of felt eyes. And we have different color felt. This is for the flamingo, this is for the eyes, this is for the pineapple leaves, and black is for the eyes as well. So I've made tutorials for pom-poms before, but I'm gonna show you how to make these in particular because it's a little different. And I'm gonna show you how to make the cactus. This cactus has little black dots on it to remind you of the little pricks on it. But I also have this other cactus that we're gonna put together with eyes and a flower on top. So you know, you can choose to not have any darker yarn as pricks and just have it as this, or you can wrap it around with the pricks, and that's what I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna grab my Red Heart umber yarn, a good amount of it. As I mentioned, you can choose to have a cactus with pricks like this one. That's where I wrapped around the umber yarn with the darker navy blue yarn. But you can have the cactus without the pricks like this, and just it'll make it look really cute too. Anyway, so we have a good amount of our Red Heart yarn here, Red Heart umber yarn, and we're gonna grab both. I cut out a string of the chunky navy blue yarn along with this, and I'm gonna wrap around. And what I like to do is start with the tail, leave a little tail, and start wrapping around it. Start wrapping around it like so. Once you tighten it, it gets a lot easier. Okay, that's enough navy blue, so I'm gonna leave it out over here and continue wrapping with. I'm actually gonna cut it so it doesn't get on the way. And continue wrapping with just the Red Heart yarn. And what you do is you put layers of navy blue and green yarn. So this layer, I would call it green yarn with navy blue, and then cover it cover the previous layer so none of the navy blue shows, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. And this is because you need different layers, one layer with the navy blue and one layer without it, so it spaces out on the pom-pom. So I'm covering it. Gonna turn it. You do wanna cover the edges because you wanna populate the corners with yarn. You don't wanna keep them empty, but you also don't wanna overcrowd it. You don't wanna overcrowd the edges because otherwise your pom-pom won't close. So it is almost time to have another layer of the navy blue along with the teal color yarn. Let's see. I'm gonna pull out more of this here. All right, to have it ready. This. Okay, and you can choose to wrap it around with the other yarn or just do it on its own. It makes no difference, and that's what I'm gonna show you right now. Now this one I'm gonna separate a little. Not as crowded as the previous layer. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna wrap around the rest. Another layer of the teal. And this is how you get patterns like strawberries. Let's say you wanted to make a strawberry. You do the same with instead of teal you use red, and instead of the navy you use white for the little, the little seeds that strawberries have. You can do the same with watermelon, but sorry, watermelon is a whole different layout. You need to have the layers inside and the shell and all of that. I know that Mr. Printables has a blog tutorial on that, and I think some other people maybe on YouTube have a tutorial on that, but I'm not sure. It's almost getting kind of crowded here, guys and gals. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, this is gonna be our last layer of teal, so we're gonna make sure that we're covering all the previous navy specks. I'm gonna wrap a little bit more here in the middle, and almost done. All right, what I like to do is secure it here on the edge and then cut it. Oops. And I am still gonna wrap, as on this side, just like on this side, I'm gonna wrap one more little string of the navy for a few more specks. Here we go. And there we go. Now we can make sure they're all in here and we close them. See, I kind of crowded the whole pom-pom thing, but I like to have them really fluffy and like, I don't know how to explain. I like them fluffy, and I feel like I need to really crowd it. But see, this side is a little thicker than this. Okay, so now that you secure your pom-pom in place with these little thingies on the side, sorry, this is only bouncing because I really shouldn't have crowded this as much. Alright, there we go. I shouldn't have put so much yarn on it, but that's okay. Alright, so now it's cutting time. As you can see, you have a little opening between the two pom-pom makers, and that's where you're gonna start cutting. Don't be afraid, it's not gonna go anywhere. This is one of my favorite parts because it feels so good to cut through all those layers and make it look... Oh, I also enjoy shaping the pom-pom, like cutting all the excess to make it look smooth. I love that too. But this is a fun part too. So this is pretty much, I decided to go with this tutorial because once you know how to make the most complicated pom pom, all the other ones are so much easier. Like the flamingo and the pineapple, they just are one color. You don't have to use two different colors of yarn, and you just wrap them around the pom pom maker. You don't have to worry about layering. And I've noticed that with thinner yarn like this, I think this is kind of like sports weight. It's not even worsted yarn, I think. It feels somewhere between sports weight and worsted yarn. But the thinner the yarn, the more fluffy you can make the pom pom. I'm going to show you the pineapple pom pom in a moment. So Sewing Emporium also has a lot of sewing machine parts, so you might want to check them out if you like sewing, which a lot of our viewers do. All the knitters and crocheters really love sewing too. Well, not all of them, most of them. I would like to know how to sew, but I barely have time to make any. So, because I have a tiny toddler baby, that's why. Alright, so we're done cutting. And now what you do after that is grab another piece of yarn that matches like so, and start from one of the sides and wrap it around. And the instructions here with the pom pom maker says make 2 loops for the knot like that, and make sure it's pretty tight in there. Don't break it though, because then you'll have to do it all over again. But I'm gonna do a security knot on top. Before I do that, I make sure it's really tight again, and I do my security knot, and then I wrap it around the other side as well. 2 loops. Here we go. Very nice and tight. This yarn is pretty strong, so it's good. And security knot. There we go. Okay. Now you can take apart your pom pom maker. Now you can take apart your pom pom maker. Release the security and open it. And yep, there we go. And here's the end result. Now, actually this is the next stage where you're gonna shape it. And by shaping the pom pom, I mean making sure that they are all even. All the yarns are even. So, and this is a fun part, but you're gonna end up with a much smaller pom pom, I must warn you. So what I like to do is kind of squeeze it from the top. This is the top because the hanging leftover yarns are on the top. But I like to squeeze it and kind of even it out with the shortest ones. Like so. And after I do this, I pretty much do it from other angles. I'll show you how. Oh, look at you. You're so large. There we go. So, I'm squeezing and I'm getting rid of the remnants. And then I like to fluff it out every time I'm cutting. I'm going to show you also how to do this with the pineapple that I have ready here. This is my pineapple with crochet stems. This is the pineapple with crochet stems. And this is the pineapple, my favorite, the pineapple with felt, which I think looks even better, but it's up to you. Look how cute. And this is the beginning of the yarn where it changes colors right away. Isn't it cute? I made these leaves with felt and sewed them together on the top. So I'm going to show you how to shape this guy in a moment. I have it all wrapped around. Be right back. Be right back. Okay, so I'm going to shape this yellow yarn ball into a pineapple. And this is, as I said, thinner yarn. So I just wanted to give you both examples. And don't be afraid of cutting enough to make it even. So as I said, I start with the top, kind of squeeze to see the edges and trim to make it match. It's very even already, so it's not gonna have to trim too much of that. That's good. And now I'm gonna squeeze it this way. And I'm gonna squeeze it this way, so basically in many directions. And I'm gonna squeeze it, actually I'm gonna trim the ones that are flyaways like these and that guy. Flyaways like your hair. I'm such a girl. Anyways. And you fluff it. This is what I like to do to make sure that it's nice and fluffy, because it's fibery. You know, you need to open up the fibers a little. And it's starting to take shape. What I do, if you wanted to like make it more of a pineapple, you can make it more of an, shape it into an oval, but I'm gonna keep trimming these guys over here that are unruly. I was still using my hair terminology. See? Don't be afraid. I mean, yes, you might end up with a slightly smaller pom-pom, but it's gonna be so smooth and pretty and cute. There we go. It's getting there, getting there. See, these guys are still here. So, as I mentioned, knowing the base on how to make a pom-pom, you can feel free to be really creative and make all kinds of pom-poms. What do you think, guys? Does that look good? Guys and gals. Yay, there's our pineapple! Yay! Look how much we had to shred. Of course, you don't have to shred that much. It's up to you. So, So here are a few ideas of what you can make with your pom pom makers. Pineapple, flamingo, cactus with eyes, and 1, 2, bam! Here are our characters. We have Mr. Pineapple, Mr. Flamingo, and Miss Cactus, and our pom pom makers, the stars of the program. We have different versions of the pineapple with felt stems or crochet stems. And then we have flamingo with a long neck. This is made of felt, and I sewed felt pieces together. The same with the cactus, with a crochet flower on the top, with crochet and felt on the top. And if you feel too lazy to make felt eyes, I think they look kind of cute, you can just paste googly eyes on it, or wiggly eyes as they're called. You can find them at your craft stores. I'm gonna list a list of materials on the bottom, inside the description. Click read more to see it. And thank you, Sewing Empire, for providing us with the pom pom makers. Please remember to subscribe, comment, and like this video, and hope to see you around more often. Thank you.